A racist bank manager sees a black man walk into a bank and instantly assumes he is up to no good. However, the manager gets hit with karma the next time he sees the black man. Malcolm Avery stepped inside the bank, dressed in a crisp white shirt and tailored black slacks. He approached the counter where Angela Ramirez greeted him politely. Malcolm pulled a check from his jacket and slid it across the counter. "I'd like to deposit this." Angela raised her eyebrows slightly at the amount and began processing it. Everything seemed smooth until a shadow fell over the counter. "Excuse me, Angela. I'll take it from here," said Jeffrey Collins, the bank manager. He nudged Angela aside and examined the check with exaggerated scrutiny. "This is quite a large amount," Jeffrey said. "You don't see checks like this every day. It's a legitimate check." "I earned it," Malcolm replied. Jeffrey's tone carried suspicion. "We have to ask questions. Where did this come from?" "I'm a graphic designer. It's payment for a project I completed." Jeffrey studied him coldly. "Do you have documentation to prove the legitimacy of this transaction?" Malcolm felt the underlying accusation. "The check itself is proof. The bank can verify it. We've had situations where people tried to pass off questionable checks," Jeffrey said. "The message was clear. You don't belong here." Malcolm steadied himself. "Look, I don't know what you're trying to suggest, but I'm here to deposit a check. That's all." Jeffrey's polite veneer slipped. "I think we'll need to take a closer look at this." He gestured toward the back. "Wait here." Minutes passed. Security guards watched Malcolm closely. When Jeffrey returned, his face was cold and unyielding. "There's something about this check that doesn't sit right with me." Malcolm's frustration boiled over. "What exactly doesn't sit right?" "It's unusual for someone like you to be walking in with a check this large. We need to make sure it's not fraudulent." The words hit like a punch. "Someone like you. You're accusing me of fraud?" Malcolm asked, voice laced with anger. "I'm just saying we need to be cautious. It's protocol." "Protocol? I've been banking here for years. I've never had an issue. This check just doesn't add up." The tension was palpable. "What doesn't add up is why you're treating me like a criminal," Malcolm said, his voice rising. "I suggest you calm down, Mr. Avery. I'm just trying to understand why you're accusing me of something I haven't done." Jeffrey straightened. "If you can't verify where this check came from, we'll have no choice but to involve the authorities." "I don't need to verify anything. Call the company yourself. That's not how we do things. We'll be holding the check for further review." "You're not holding anything. Deposit my check." Jeffrey's eyes darkened. "Sir, if you continue, I'll have security remove you." He raised his hand. "Security." The guards grabbed Malcolm's arms, pulling him toward the exit. "You're going to regret this," Malcolm called out as he was thrown onto the sidewalk. Jeffrey stepped outside moments later. "Are we still doing this, Mr. Avery? This isn't about the check, and you know it. You saw a black man with a big check and decided there's no way it could be real." Jeffrey pulled out his phone and called the police. When officers arrived, they detained Malcolm despite his protests. At the station, they verified the check was legitimate. "You're free to go," Officer Daniels said flatly. "No apology." Just silence. The next day, Malcolm contacted Rebecca Cole, an investigative reporter. She ran his story on the evening news. Social media erupted with demands for justice. The bank suspended Jeffrey, then terminated him after their investigation. A week later, Malcolm returned to the bank. Jeffrey was packing his desk, his career in ruins. Malcolm approached the counter. "I'd like to cash my check, the one I wasn't able to deposit last time." As Angela processed it, Malcolm stepped closer to Jeffrey. "Seems like you've got your hands full." Jeffrey's jaw tightened. "I'm no longer with the bank. Guess accusing people of fraud without reason doesn't go over well," Malcolm said quietly. "I warned you this wasn't over. You should have listened." Malcolm took his cash and walked out, head held high. He had stood his ground, fought back and won, not just for himself, but for everyone made to feel like they didn't belong.